Well, thank you so much, Liesel. Of course, as SABC News, we continue to bring you rolling coverage, specifically speaking to the newly elected officials of the ANC, top 7 now. Liesel, this is a woman who's no stranger to members of the media. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to speak to her just before, the election, or before those results were announced. Maropene Ramokgopa, who is now the newly elected second Deputy Secretary General of the ANC. Mr. Ramokgopa, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. I mean, just talking to you yesterday, the interview somewhat did indicate that there would be, like you said, 3 women in the top 7 leadership of, the ANC. And now it's no surprise that you actually came as the second Deputy Secretary General of the ANC. How are you feeling?
I'm still tired, but I'm very excited, and I feel very much honored for the opportunity that the delegates of the ANC have given me. So I'm quite happy and excited for the future.
What now happens, because you're also a presidential advisor to, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa? What happens to that role? Will your position be full-time at Luthuli House? Because I know that the first Deputy Secretary General is in charge of, issues around the party. Your role would now be administration. Just break it down for the viewers who don't know.
Okay, we're still good. The NEC is still going to sit down to be immersed with this matter, and then they will divide the roles of exactly how these 2 positions will actually work. But in terms of whether I will be full-time or not, or how will this actually work, we will then now determine after the particular meeting. That will then now say this is what we expect from the second DSG position. And of course, then I will then now speak to my boss in my other capacity to say this is what the ANC, which of course is part of, has said. Therefore, how do we move forward? So we are just going to have to wait to hear what the ANC, first NEC actually say in terms of the role of both the two, because there used to be one, and it was not first DSG then, it was just DSG in general. So now that we've got 2, then the whole process will start from scratch.
Let's talk about the newly elected officials of the ANC. I mean, just talking to delegates outside, especially those who are in favor of Cyril Ramaphosa, it's no secret that you had supported him. But I mean, some had said that this is, I don't want to use the term slate, but this is a slate of ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa that is won.
The whole time there was no lobby group. There was no lobby group that had specific names, if you can look. That is why some people were saying, but why is it that there is no slate that people should work on? Therefore, people coming together to say this is what we think should happen did happen, but at the end. But if you can look at what happened, the positions of deputy president and the first DSG cannot be seen as, especially the outcome, that it was on the final list that lobby groups actually worked on. So this is actually the product of showing that the delegates of the ANC and membership of the ANC are tired of slates. Therefore, the issue of slates is actually dying a natural death. The whole time we did not have a slate, as far as I know. We were very clear that we are only fighting to have at least 3 women in the top 7. That's what we were fighting for. And that's what we worked on, and that's what we got.
And I'm actually coming to that. You've partially answered my next question. Does this now then somewhat, drive the issue of women emancipation, specifically within the ANC?
It just shows that the branches of the ANC and the membership in totality are actually starting to look at the issue of gender struggle as their own struggle, especially because the National Democratic Revolution seeks to also achieve a non-sexist society. So it's starting to be something that is happening in a practical way, and not just something that is said in speeches. So definitely, I must say, I'm very proud to belong to this organization where women are given space and encouraged to actually play a meaningful role.
I mean, you have cut your teeth into politics at a young age. I mean, you were once a mayor, one of the youngest mayors, and I think a lot of people actually don't know that about you, But what attributes will you actually bring to this position?
Definitely the fact that I've served in almost all structures of the ANC. I've been in the NEC of the the ANC Youth League for 3 terms. I was a PEC member of the ANC. I was a PEC and a member of the ANC Women's League, but I'm also now the acting Secretary General, I can say that, which is the National Coordinator of the ANC Women's League.
What also happens to that position, by the way?
It will be determined by the NEC, because remember, we were appointed by them. Therefore, the NEC, what I bring is a well-rounded cadre of the movement who grew up in the movement, and therefore, whatever it is that I'll be bringing will be balanced. It will also reflect on issues of generational mix, issues of women, of course, but also the kind of experience that I got when I was deployed by the ANC in different platforms and institutions.
Final question from me, just on a lighter note. Are you related to Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa?
Yet another Ramokgopa. There's too many Ramokgopas.
There's also Jose Ramokgopa.
He's still coming. I believe that he will be elected. We share a surname. Yeah.
Only, so you're not cousins?
We share a surname.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Of course, Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa will be in conversation with my colleagues later on. We continue to bring you rolling coverage here, just trying to speak to those newly elected officials of the ANC. With that, let me just toss to my colleague Samgele Masego. I do believe he's also joined by somebody. Sam?